Hello YouTube, this is the DM Orc, and welcome to my channel for part 2 of how to create your own campaign the lazy way. Well, maybe not entirely lazy. So, when it comes to making your own campaign, let's see here. To create your own campaign, I've put 5 things that you should do for your campaign at the top of the screen. Ignore everything at the bottom, that was from the previous video. And these 5 things need to be put into a game if you want to make your campaign successful. But of course, this is just how I do it. You don't have to do what I do. Just like all my videos, this is up to you. And this doesn't have to apply to just Dungeons and Dragons. This can apply to any kind of game out there. So if you're running like a Star Wars campaign, or you're running a campaign that's based on, I don't know, superheroes and stuff, go ahead. So, the first thing is, now for the last 3 things, you don't have to go in any particular order, but for the first 2, they kind of go in order. Always ask questions. That's the first thing you got to do. Now, you're wondering, why do I got to ask questions? Well, because it helps you fill in the blanks. Filling in the blanks is the most important thing to do. So when you create a campaign, well, I know it sounds weird. Some people don't like asking themselves questions, but go ahead and put down a question and fill in the blank. Because if you fill in the blanks, it helps you reduce down the amount of loopholes within your story. Now, the next thing you got to do is research. So if I'm doing a medieval fantasy world campaign, it helps if you do some research on how did people live back in a medieval society. Or if I'm going to have a campaign where it's about World War II or something like that, then yeah, research what people did in that time period, or what kind of things are in their culture that they applied. You might find it fascinating. Now, when I say research, don't go on to, don't go to certain sources where it's somebody giving their opinion about that subject. No. Try to look for the facts. This means going to your local library or look up on Google. Sure, you can go on YouTube, but beware, there are people that might give you wrong information. Like, there was this girl not too long ago. She claimed that a certain civilization, I'm not going to name her or her videos, but she claimed a certain civilization didn't exist. Which is completely preposterous, because we see all kinds of records, all kinds of artifacts that indicate that civilization did exist. Well, you can understand how so many people that are from that area or from that culture, they were pretty upset if they ever saw her video. Some of them did, and well, anyway, they basically debunked her pretty darn easily. Anyway, we're moving on. So, do your research, make sure you get the facts correct. Make sure it's not some person from somebody from online who's just saying that stuff. Yeah, this never existed, man, because, yeah. Or anything like that. Okay, the next thing is worlds. So, what kind of a world is it? Now, these next 3 things, like I said, are not going to go in any particular order. So, we know we're going to make a medieval fantasy world. And you know what, let me zoom out this way you can see the map a little better. Yeah, there we go. Now, this is just a map that I generated earlier, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll just put it there. So we know it's a medieval fantasy world. Now, I'm hoping to put another series where I show you how to make maps, but for now, we're just concentrating on campaign stuff. So let's go ahead and zoom back in. So we know the world. It's a medieval fantasy world, and how do you fill in the blanks from there? Or from the others? So let's see. Characters. Well, if we're going to make our story about a dragon lord, let's start with the dragon lord first. And this is also an invasion world, so let's say we have our bad guy. Here's our dragon. Let me supersize him. Let's see. Large size, huge size, gargantuan, colossal. There we go. Yay, we got ourselves a dragon. Big and evil and scary. Of course, we're not saying that he's up to scale of what this map is. We're not going to do that, so. Anyway, So let's say we have our dragon, and he's the big evil bad guy. He's the dragon lord. He wants to take over. He's going to start an invasion. So you got to think about the goals of the character. Let me type this out. Let's see here. Let's go with big, bold, red letters. Okay, so basically everybody needs goals, and you know what? That is really, really freaking tiny right now. Yeah, let's do this again. Whoa! Okay, my mouse did a little thing, which is just plain weird. Okay. There we go. That's what we want. So we have to figure out what are the goals of our bad guy over here. So how do we make the goals for this particular thing? Well, okay, kind of went over the G, whatever. So how do we make the goals of our dragon? Well, to make the goals, he wants to take over the world. Maybe he thought that other races are inferior because dragons can live longer, dragons want gold, they want treasure, and he figured enslaving other races would be a good way to do so. Now, I know that Dungeons and Dragons in recent years have been trying to do things like, oh, slavery is a bad thing, oh, this is a bad thing, and nobody should talk about it. Okay, I get it. Or racism and stuff like that. It's true, racism is bad, but here's the thing. It kind of I made a video earlier about this sort of subject. Now, I'm not going to get into it too much in this video, but the point is, if you're going to make a bad guy, they're going to have bad guy ideals. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And neither should anybody else, but if you want to, go ahead and change it. So their goals could be they want to take over, what exactly are they going to do about to take over? Maybe his goals are he's greedy, he wants power, he wants control over the world, and how does he go about it? That's the next thing I'm going to put is, let's see here, go back to text. What is the actions that he's going to go toward that goal? What are the actions? Well, when you have... So how exactly is he going to get his goals? It depends on his actions. So this could lead to things like maybe he's trying to enslave a bunch of different races like humans and goblins and elves and dwarves, etc. Because, they're inferior. I should take them over. Or perhaps he's going to take over by maybe making them fall for a false religion. Or maybe he's going to take over their country with maybe dragons transformed as humans, or elves, dwarves, etc. And they're taking over from the inside. So there you go. You could have something like that. But to make a campaign using these four things, so now we know about the character a little bit. You go ahead and make his goals, and what is his actions toward that goal, but then go ahead and make a personality. That's another thing I should write down. Let's see. Okay, I probably misspelled this, badly, but whatever. You get the idea. What is the personality of the dragon? Maybe he's greedy. Maybe he's arrogant because he thinks he's so superior. He has this superiority complex. So this could lead to him going about with his actions in a certain direction. So there you go. That could actually work. His personality could lead to the actions. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, there we go. So, there you go. Pretty much you need to create a personality of this big bad evil guy. You need to figure out what is his goals, his actions, and once you do, you know what to do with this guy. Now, you could always have it to where, how does he take over the place? He could always have minions. He could always have a bunch of kobolds or half-dragons or whatever, you know, that could try to help him accomplish his goals. That's something you got to think about. So, yeah, we got a bunch of kobolds right here. Let's make this a little bigger so you can see it. I'll just have him kind of like over here. So there you go. We could have it to where... So, yeah, that's something to think about. So yeah, he could be doing things like enslaving other races. He could be taking over by sending in a bunch of minions to do his dirty work. And who knows? That's how you can start an invasion. Start small with like little things like kobolds invading. And then go ahead and have it to where the players rank up. And once they level up after a while, then they can go after dragons. They could go after stuff. But one of my friends always has asked me, how do I make this campaign work? Well, this is kind of reverse engineering. Basically, you want your players to... Their ultimate goal is to beat the bad guy, and that's what I'm going to get here. So the plot, the situation, invasion happens. Players have to deal with that invasion and try to throw 2 different things at them, which are... Let's see here. I'm going to type down another thing. Breadcrumbs... Oh, wait, no. Breadcrumbs. Okay, I misspelled that. Crumbs. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Breadcrumbs. Oh, what do you know? There we go. Okay, breadcrumbs. And then you also have objectives. Oop. Go back. There we go. Okay. So breadcrumbs, I like to say, can lead players to different directions. Like, oh, okay, there are things we could do that are involved with our villain, or his minions, or somebody, and the players can check it out. And then, of course, you have, hey, look, we got objectives that we need to accomplish. Like, we got to prevent the bad guy from taking over. We got to prevent him from I don't know, maybe killing off the king of the dwarves or something. I was about to say humans. Let's say there's a king of the dwarves and he's about to kill him because this dwarf king could be a problem. Prevent that from happening. Stop the assassination. You know, that can be an objective. You can make up whatever objectives you want, but put breadcrumbs like places of interest, things to do for the players. This way it doesn't seem like it's only about this particular thing. So that's how you can reverse engineer it, get it to where you pretty much thought of everything that's needed for the players to lead up to that point to face the big bad guy, defeat him, and then, would you look at that, once he's defeated, haha, the game is over, move on. And, yeah, there's so many things you can do with this. Now, I'll go ahead and make another video later on. That's the end of this one. I hope it helps you with your campaign, and I hope you and your friends and family enjoy your games. Until next time, bye.